Matt, the season opener now upon us. How much are you looking forward to it as a head coach?
Can't wait. As a football person, can't wait. You know, the opening day of the season, everyone absolutely. It's a different vibe to it. You have these certain games throughout the season. You know, the Boxing Day game and first game of the season, last game of the season. They all add that extra spice to it, and we're looking forward to it. It's we obviously had the reverse fixtures started the season last year. And we go into this one looking forward to this first one. It's same manager, same at the football club, and kind of different path since then. So it'll be a good one to look forward to.
You've obviously now gone all the way through pre-season, and this squad seems to be chomping at the bit and ready and raring to go. That would be the case from a head coach's perspective as well. Are you happy with how everything's gone through pre-season and they're ready and raring to go?
Oh yeah, in terms of pre-season, it's been great. The different games that we've had. Obviously, we've had the 2 home games against the Birmingham and Aston Villa. We had a wonderful trip away in Ireland against Drada. It's been a real kind of behind closed doors game. We've had a real mixture of football games in that period. So yeah, it's been great from that perspective. Nothing quite matches the real stuff. It really doesn't. As soon as you get that jeopardy and that unpredictability of results and stuff like that, then that changes the just the atmosphere and the tempo around that first game. And we look forward to it so much because that's why we all play. That winning and losing competitive thing that we all have as football people is why we enjoy the game and look forward to it. So I can't wait for supporters back into the stadiums again, having been away for 3-4 months, whatever it's been since the last home game or the last competitive home game. So we're all looking forward to it. There comes a point in pre-season where you're sick of the friendly games. You want to play the real stuff.
Pre-season never comes without a bump in the road, let's be honest, for any football team in terms of injuries. How is everybody at the moment going into this weekend's game against Morecambe?
Yeah, so let's go through obviously the normal ones that we've said. Comsy's another week down, further down the road with his leg break. Hopefully, within a month we should hopefully see him back on the pitch to play, and hopefully we get some good news from him next week. Danny's just started his exercise program, so that's great. He's it's still unknown as when that will look like when he's back. He's not training with me yet, but he's starting to get involved with stuff. I think that one's a one where we've just got to see how he feels as we go. So that's a little bit of I can't give a timeline on that. Donovan has his surgery soon, next week I think, hoping early part of next week, so that will be hopefully another 6-7 weeks on from there. And Jez is very, very close to being available, Jack Earing, so that's good. In terms of other ones, Ronan's still suspended from the game against, when he was away on Rushall, so we'll miss the first game, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Yes, that carries over, and touch wood, that's about that.
On Ram there, it's one of those where he's really benefited from that loan spell last year. He's come back in, he looks more physically adapt to what will hopefully be a progressive League 2 season for him, and he's had a great pre-season as well, hasn't he?
He has. Ronan's done great. Listen, that's exactly why last season I wanted him to play so many games that he did, and why when we brought him back, when we did midway through the season, I was then desperate to get him back out again, because I knew that it would put us in a really good place for this coming season, or he put himself in a really good place for this coming season. So he's done great in pre-season. He's put himself right in front and centre of my thoughts. Done really well, and we look forward to having him as an option we can use. So yeah, really looking forward to that. Unfortunate that he can't be involved this weekend, but that is what it is. We move on and look forward to when he can be back in with us.
Morecambe themselves this weekend, obviously everyone goes into a season completely optimistic about what can come. It's we said a lot of times last year, it's a long, hard slog in League 2. They've brought in a lot of new faces as well, but it's one of those where they're a very good, solid League 2 side that have also got aspirations of getting themselves back up into the division above as well.
Yeah, some familiar faces in their group as well. None more so than the manager. You know, he knows all about that football club. He knows all about the Championship League One, League Two. An incredibly experienced manager who knows exactly how he wants to set his team up. Does it time and time again, extremely well, very well organised, brilliant on the transition. And yeah, they're always super competitive in the division. So and whenever the teams he puts together, so we've got to be really up against it. It'll be a tough game, one we're looking forward to in front of our supporters at home. One we really want to attack and really looking forward to.
I think they announced 15 signings in one go at that point. They've obviously been incredibly busy in summer recruitment. We're not so busy ourselves in terms of those that we've added into the group, and that's something that you're still looking to do, isn't it? You're still looking to add those final pieces to the jigsaw that we've got in the squad.
Yeah, exactly that. That's about right. You asked me on Saturday after the Solihull game, and it's still exactly the same. We've worked very, very hard all week, been relentless in the pursuit of the additions that we want to bring in. Haven't dropped as it stands as yet, but we keep working hard. But I think the thing for me is anyone that does come into my group have got to be the right people first. We've got an incredible togetherness about us within here, and one thing can upset that. So I'm very, very conscious constantly about that. Clearly, we know where we need to to strengthen, and as I say, working incredibly hard to do that. Things haven't quite dropped that were looking like they would just yet. Just have to keep working hard, and they will when the time's right.
Is it about remaining patient at this point? I know there's 3 or 4 weeks left of the window. It's still relatively a long time in terms of that, but is it about remaining patient and then things almost filtering down from the top division down to where we are?
That is what does happen for the second part of your question. In that is sometimes you don't think that the Premier League signings affect our signings, but they do, because they naturally then, if it's not a Premier League player or from a Premier League club we're looking to recruit from, the knockdown from Championship clubs that we might be looking to recruit from to us can be affected by the Premier League signing. So it does all filter down, and as yet, I don't know whether it's been the Euros or whatever, it's been a bit slow with the ones that we want anyway. And that has affected things. Some of the guys that we'd highlighted and thought were going to come out are now not coming out, and completely the prerogative of their clubs in some of the loan players that we wanted to do. It hasn't happened, so we have to adjust and pivot again. But in terms of that patience part of the question, yeah, we want to be patient with what we bring in, but we also have to be mindful of we have to help strengthen. So it's that balancing act, of course it is. I think ultimately for me, it always will come down to the right people, and I'll always kind of remain steadfast of the right people, wanting them to come in, the right players wanting them to come in. It hasn't happened yet, working incredibly hard to make that happen. And whilst it hasn't quite happened yet, the group that we have, I know will give absolutely everything to continue that togetherness. There's a little bit of a siege mentality on that hasn't happened yet, and we haven't quite worked that out yet. But what we've got here and what we have in the football club is a group that believe completely in themselves as a team and as a group. And if some of us have to kind of shoulder and carry that responsibility for a little while longer, then that's what we have to do, and we'll do that as a team.